My squad has finally made it. We are here at the premiere of the Bulls dynasty. I'm telling y'all, this is only the beginning. Let me chill out. Your boy Mustard is a Bulls fan, so I'm very happy about what I've been seeing this year from my squad. I mean, I'm talking about years of just straight up pitiful basketball. Now, not only are we respectable, but we're one of the best teams in the league. And it's crazy because the media swore up and down that we couldn't do it. It's as if they just wanted to doubt the Chicago Bulls for reasons that I will never understand. I mean, the Bulls had a good roster on paper coming into the year, but yet people, including the media, were doubting if we were going to be a playoff team. I mean, talk about disrespect at its finest, bruh. But when you look at all of them now, these niggas are sucking up the Bulls. They think that the Bulls are a live, fun team. They're gonna have to talk about them on TV, and guess what? They're gonna live with the fact that every single day they were wrong. Because in today's video, we're going to talk about how the Bulls went from one of the worst teams in the league to one of the best, and why even though you think they're a good team, you may not even realize how good they actually are, because this team is capable of even better. But before we go any further, if you're not subscribed to the channel, what is taking you so long? Hit that subscribe button and press that bell for post notifications to stay up to date with the latest content on this channel. But without further ado, let's get back to the topic of discussion and talk about the Chicago Bulls being more legit than you probably think. Coming into this season, the Chicago Bulls had a lot of room to make some moves with their roster, and they took advantage of the opportunity, as there were a couple of additions they made to their backcourt, but the big addition they made to the team was the signing of Demar Derozan. And when that happened, the media just broke loose, because you know they hate Demar Derozan. I remember that one year where he was ranked like 63rd on ESPN's top 100 players. Analytic guys don't like Demar, plain and simple. And because of that, they just started hating. They said that Demar Derozan signing to the Bulls was the worst decision of the entire offseason. Can you believe that? Demar Derozan, who's been one of the most consistent scorers in the league ever since like what, 2016, 2015, even in San Antonio all those years. Yes, they were not winning championships, they weren't contending, but Demar was the only reason that team was even remotely relevant. And now he's coming to a Chicago Bulls team that already has a star in Lavine in the backcourt, while also even having the spacing for Demar to do Demar-like things. It just never made sense to me how people didn't understand how big of a pickup that was for the Chicago Bulls this offseason. Now, I will admit, even though Demar is better than a lot of people think he is, primarily the analytics media, I still do think that Demar's been better than I thought he would be this year. I mean, come on now, even if you're the biggest Derozan fan in the world, even you didn't think he'd be this good coming into this season. This year, he's leading the Bulls in scoring, averaging 27 points a game, 5 rebounds and 4 assists, shooting 51% from the field, a surprising 37% from 3, and 87% at the free throw line. All of that accumulates to a true shooting percentage of just short of 61%. I mean, when you talk about someone who can really dissect the defense with their game, Demar Derozan is that guy. As a scorer, he can get to his spots on the court in the mid-range, in the post. He has nice footwork to do the turnarounds. Whatever type of shot he wants within the three-point line, he's going to get that shot. And even from behind the three-point line, hell, he's not consistent. He isn't taking that many, but he's knocking a couple of clutch threes down, I have to say. And even as a playmaker, he's still finding ways to be impactful, whether it's driving kicks, passing out of double teams. He's doing it all for the Chicago Bulls offensively. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, Demar Derozan is not that great. He's never been known for his defensive efforts, but this year he's actually been playing some solid team defense. His rotations have been solid. He's doing well off ball. He's helping when he needs to be, and that's really all I can ask, because at the end of the day, one-on-one defense is kind of boosted. You're not going to stop them all the time, and team defense is way more important because of it. But while we're on the topic of defense, let's talk about that side of the ball for the Chicago Bulls, because coming into this season, that was a concern for a lot of people, our defense. Even though if you watched the Bulls last year, you would understand with even some worse defensive pieces at their disposal, they were still able to have the 12th best defense in the league. So I didn't understand why people were just assuming we were going to be some horrific defense because we got Demar Derozan. Billy Donovan's the same guy that was able to coach a heavy 3-guard lineup to being one of the top 5 to 10 defenses in the NBA in 2020 with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I had no doubts about his abilities to help coach up our defense this year, especially with the pieces that we have. Alex Caruso has been playing great defensively. Offensively, he's giving you some hustle, but his real efforts come on the defensive side of the ball, and he's been amazing for us. Also, big props to that man Ayo. Ayo is a whole rookie that was taken in the second round, and he's getting some minutes with the Chicago Bulls this year. You want to know why? Because that defensive intensity and hustle, it's been on full display. And also big ups to Derrick Jones Jr. because he's been doing his role defensively as well. But the defender I want to highlight in this video and talk about, because he's doing more than just playing some great defense this year, he's doing some on the offensive end as well, and that guy is Lonzo Ball. Now, if you know my track record with Lonzo, it's a really shaky one, so just buckle in. When he came in the NBA, I was very sold on the idea of Lonzo Ball in LA, and even though he did bounce from team to team, I eventually just came to the conclusion that Lonzo was never going to reach that Magic Johnson, Jason Kidd potential that everybody said he was going to reach. But looking at where he is right now and just the overall player that he's become over the years, I have to say Lonzo has become a really solid player. Defensively this year, he's been elite on the perimeter. Like honestly, he has improved so much from where he used to be, and he was always a plus, but his off-ball defense has improved so much this year. He doesn't ball watch as much as he used to. He struggles a little bit to fight over screens, but considering how big he is compared to the guys that are setting them, I'd say he's doing a pretty good job. And then as far as his clamps on the perimeter with his on-ball defense, the guy has legitimately got the clamps, no doubt about it. But unlike some other guys on this team, he's providing more than just defensive effort, because offensively he's contributing as well. As though he does struggle to finish at the rim, and I would like to see some improvement there, Alonzo. I mean, how are you going to be a half-court playmaker if you can't apply rim pressure? But despite that, he's still shooting amazing from behind the arc. The guy is shooting 44% from 3 on 7 attempts a game. I mean, my goodness, Zoe has really evolved into being one of the better shooters, not only at his position, but in the entire league. Talk about a come up. And then as far as his passing and playmaking is concerned, like I said earlier, he doesn't get enough rim pressure. I mean, he doesn't even get to the free throw line that much. So his half-court playmaking can be a little bit suspect at times, but as far as his ability to pass the ball and push it down the court in transition, he's amazing. I mean, because of the fact that you have two athletic wings, primarily in Zach Lavine, I should point out, who's a great cutter off the ball and in transition can get going really fast. Lonzo is the perfect guy to be the initiator in those situations, and the Bulls take advantage of it so much. But that then brings us to the man of the hour, and you guys know who it is. It's Zach motherfucking Lavine. Lavine this year has just been picking up where he's left off in all the other years. I mean, when you talk about a legitimate scoring machine, that's who Zach Lavine is. He's averaging over 25 plus and doing it on good shooting splits. He's shooting 60% from true shooting, and if you watch the tape, the guy has really expanded his ability as a scorer, whether it's in the post, the mid-range area, the three-point line, finishing at the rim, getting to the free throw line. He can really do it all when it comes to his ability to put the ball in the basket. And though he does have some flaws, like in late game decisions, he can make some really banana peel type of turnovers at times with his decision making, but the guy still has that clutch gene, and he finds ways to put the dagger in opponents' hearts. And even though defensively, one-on-one situations, he ain't the best, we all know that, but as far as his team defense goes, his off-ball defense, all of that yada yada, he's been doing it great. Because it's just like Demar Derozan and the things I was saying about Billy Donovan earlier. They're buying into their defensive effort, and when everybody is buying in, if you have enough good defenders, it doesn't matter if you have certain guys that aren't that great defensively, because it's not hard to teach team defense. And Lavine, just like many others on this team, has been playing some great team defense. And when you look at this team's defense, they're still able to play great defense without a lot of their great players on that side of the ball. Patrick Williams was more than likely going to be our best defender this season, but he's only been limited to 5 games with a wrist injury. So even with how great we've been defensively, we could be even better if we were fully healthy. And speaking of health and durability, the Bulls haven't even had that on their side for most of the season, because as previously mentioned, Patrick Williams is going to miss the entire regular season due to a broken wrist. Coby White just made his season debut against the Lakers last night, and I think in this role as the 6th man of the Chicago Bulls, he could be a really nice bench duo with Alex Caruso, and maybe potentially contend for the 6th man of the year, because I think the 6th man spot is perfect for a guy like Coby White right now. You have Nikola Vucevic, who just came down with COVID, and despite that, he wasn't even playing that well to begin with, and when he started starts getting into stride on the offensive side of the ball, knocking down his shots eventually in the season, that's just going to take this Bulls team to another level offensively, and I believe it will take us there because our offense still has a ways to go to improve, and that's just scary considering how great we look offensively right now. So essentially, my point of making this video is to put you guys on alert because the Bulls have arrived. Because we heard all the talk this entire offseason that we were going to implode because we had Demar Derozan on our team. The lie detector determined that was a lie. The media told us that we weren't going to be good defensively. The lie detector determined that was also a lie. And to all the idiots and clowns who thought we weren't going to be a playoff team, that was also a lie. So my Chicago Bulls, we have proved every single doubter and hater wrong so far, and if we can keep this up, I definitely think we have the potential to make some noise come postseason time. Look out. But hey, that's just my opinion. If you guys disagree, let me know down below in the comment section, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, press that bell for post notifications, and follow me on social media. The links are down below in the description box. This is your boy Young Mustard signing out. Y'all stay safe and have a blessed day. Peace.